The late afternoon sun dipped low over the rolling hills of Willow Bend, a sleepy town in rural Montana where pickup trucks outnumbered people and everyone knew your business before you did. Jake Harlan, a rugged ex-cop turned private investigator at 45, pulled his dusty Ford into the gravel lot of Graves Corner Market. He'd come chasing a lead on a $5,000 reward for nabbing a local thief named Rico Valdez. But the sharp crack of a hand against skin from inside the store stopped him cold. Through the grimy window, he saw a burly man smack a young woman across the face like it was nothing. Jake's hand twitched toward the Glock in his glove box old habits from his days on the force, but he hesitated. He'd learned the hard way that meddling in strangers' messes could cost you everything. Yet the way she held her chin high, refusing to crumble, hit him like a freight train. It echoed the defiance he'd seen in his late wife, Elena, before cancer stole her, and their daughter Mia 5 years back. In that split second, Jake made a choice that would upend his life or maybe save it. Jake Harlan wasn't one for fairy tales anymore. His face, etched with lines from too many stakeouts and regrets, told the story of a man who'd traded his badge for solitude after losing his family. Quick Trigger Harlan. They called him in these parts, a nickname that cleared rooms as fast as it opened doors. The bounty on Valdez had drawn him to Willow Bend, but now, as he watched the woman dark-haired, with eyes like polished obsidian straighten up without a tear, he forgot all about the cash. Inside the market, Lena Swiftwater picked up the scattered cans from a toppled display, her movements precise and guarded, honed by 3 years of hell under Harlan Graves' thumb. At 22, she carried the quiet strength of her Lakota heritage, though the abuse had left faint scars around her hazel eyes. "You worthless drifter," Graves snarled, his meaty fist balling up again. "That display cost me $50. You'll pay it off at 10 a week." Lena's jaw clenched, but she stayed silent. The silver pendant around her neck, a family heirloom shaped like an eagle feather, glinted in the fluorescent light, a reminder of her grandmother's stories about resilience. Words only fueled his rage, she'd learned. But Jake had seen enough. The door's bell jingled as Jake strode in, his boots thudding on the linoleum. 6 feet of coiled muscle and quiet menace filled the space. His blue eyes scanned the scene. Her split lip, Graves' raised hand, the tension thick as fog. "Got a problem here?" Jake's voice was low, laced with the authority of someone who'd enforced the law for 2 decades before the system chewed him up. Graves lowered his arm, smirking. "None of your damn business, stranger. Just disciplining my employee." Jake's gaze locked on Lena, who paused mid-cleanup, a shard of broken glass in her hand. Something passed between Thema's spark of recognition, of shared pain. "Employee?" Jake echoed, the word dripping with skepticism. "She owes me big," Graves puffed up. $200 for her grandma's meds 3 years ago. With interest, it's over $500 now. The math of exploitation Jake had seen in every backwater town, where power crushed the vulnerable. That night, nursing a beer at the Rusty Nail Bar, Jake overheard whispers from locals who averted their eyes. It was Betty Klein, the no-nonsense diner owner, who finally spoke up. "You're eyeing that girl, aren't you?" Lena's been stuck in Graves' grip for years. "We've all turned blind." "What?" Jake growled. Betty sighed. "She's Lakota, outsider blood. No family left, no pull. In Willow Bend, if you're not connected, you're invisible." But Lena wasn't invisible to Jake. Sleepless in his motel room, he replayed her unyielding stare, the fire simmering beneath the bruises. He'd failed Elena and little Sophie, chasing leads while they faded. Maybe this was his shot at redemption or delusion. Dawn brought a bombshell. Trailing Valdez to a barn behind Graves' property, Jake uncovered more than a thief. Graves was fencing stolen goods, harboring crooks for a cut of the profits. The rot infected the whole town, from the sheriff to the mayor. Meanwhile, in the cramped attic above the market, Lena dabbed at her fresh welts, fingers tracing her pendant. Her mom had whispered tales of spirits sending aid in disguise. "Look for the signs, my girl." Peering out the window, she spotted Jake striding toward the store, purpose in his step. Hope flickered a dangerous thing after so long. High noon showdownal habits die hard. Jake burst in with Valdez hogtied in his truck bed, bounty secured. But he wasn't here for that. "Heard you got a debtor. I'm settling her tab." Graves sneered at Lena, who trembled while restocking shelves. "Not for sale." Jake's grin was ice. "Everything has a price gash or consequences." A crowd gathered outside, phones out buzzing with gossip. Graves blustered. $500 plus damages. Jake pulled a document from his jacket. "Chatted with the county sheriff last night. Indentured servitude's been illegal forever. Your contract is trash." Graves' face purpled. "You meddling fool." His hand darted for the shotgun under the counter. Time slowed. Jake's Glock cleared leather first, barrel to Graves' forehead. "Bad move. I tipped off the feds about your fencing ring. Pull that trigger, and I end this now." But Lena rose, knife from her boot, Glintinga's slim blade, sharpened for survival. "I don't need buying out," she declared, voice steady despite the shake. "I was never yours." The knife hovered, tracing a threat. Graves backed up, sweating. "Easy now." "Easy was trusting you'd pay fair," she spat. 3 years of lies and fists. 2 hours later, under sheriff pressure, suddenly eager for justice, they rode out. Lena on a borrowed horse from the stables, $300 in back pay in her pocket. Silence blanketed the first miles toward the Pine Ridge Reservation. Jake, awkward with words after years alone. Lena, wary of men's kindness. As pines replaced plains, she broke it. "Why risk it?" He stared ahead. 5 years ago, my wife Elena fought cancer like a warrior. I was off on cases, thinking duty first. Came home to Graves. Sophie was only 8. His knuckles whitened. "I won't fail again." They camped by a rushing creek, fire crackling under stars. Washing off the grime, Lena felt eyes on her not predatory, but appreciative. She was striking. Strong features, sun-kissed skin, hair like midnight silk. Turning, their gazes held. "What next at Pine Ridge?" she asked. "Your call. Safe with your people, or start fresh." He poked the fire. Room for new beginnings. Later, embers low, she crossed to him not from debt, but shared solitude. Their kiss ignited like dry tinder, love-making tender yet fierce, 2 souls mending fractures. Pine Ridge sprawled across the valley. Modest homes, a community center, the weight of history on native lands. Alex Redhawk met them at the edge, eyes narrowing at Jake. He'd loved Lena since childhood. Her absence hadn't dimmed it. "Lena Swiftwater," he said in Lakota, sidelining Jake. "We mourned you." "I endured," she replied, dismounting. "This man freed me no strings." Alex scoffed. "White men always collect later." That night, in the Elder Council, Jake faced scrutiny. Elder Samuel Hawkwing, face like weathered oak, probed. "You've hunted our kind?" "Criminals, not innocents," Jake countered. "Never targeted the vulnerable." "In her." Samuel pressed. Lena tensed beside him. Alex gripped his knife. "Her choice," Jake said. "Stay or gowith or without me." It eased the air. 3 days, Samuel decreed. Then decide. Day 1, stares and whispers. Day 2, respect grew tales of quick trigger spread. Day 3, by the stream, Lena confessed. "I need time." 3 years broke pieces of me. Jake's heart sank. "Without me." "To be fair," she said, fingers entwined. "Not your fix-it project." Truth stung. "A year," she urged. "If it's real, it'll wait." Jake left at dawn, Lena watching from the hill. He could have begged, but love wasn't chains. South to Billings, he bought a small ranch, acres for cattle, a fixer-upper with mountain views. 6 months on, a letter to Lena. No please, just updates ranch thriving, garden ready for herbs. Door open, no pressure. Spring bloomed, and with it Lena's resolve. She'd healed, reclaimed her roots. But Jake's respect called louder. She rode to Billings, finding him mending fences. Room for one more? His smile lit the valley. They married that fall, blending lives. Her traditions in the home, his protection fierce, but free. Graves rotted in prison, Willow Bend clean house. Jake and Lena built a family, 2 kids, a legacy of strength. No more ghosts, just tomorrows. What do you think? Was Jake right to intervene? Or should folks mind their own business? Drop your take in the comments. Agree, disagree, share your stance. Let's debate.